Hi, this is Nigel Collin from Game of Inches. I just want to quickly explore how understanding the centuries-old science of phrenology can actually help you adopt and nurture a growth mindset. So this is a phrenology head. His name is George. That's what my kids named him. And basically what George is a map of all the different parts of your brain and what skills and attributes and strengths lie there. So for example, it says here reasoning. So if one of your skills is reasoning, if you're really, really good at that, that part of your brain is where that particular skill lies. But more importantly in phrenology, they determined that if you have the skill of reasoning, then it makes sense that that part of your brain is more developed than others. And as a result, as you grow, your skull will have to make an extra bit of room for that extra bit of grey matter. And so if you run your fingers over your head, you've got various bumps and ripples, if you like. And a phrenologist could then rub his fingers over someone's skull and determine what that person's strengths are, what their skills and abilities are. Now, this was proven back in the 1700s beyond any shadow of a doubt. In fact, on the back of a phrenology head, and you can buy these, by the way, is an inscription by a gentleman called L.N. Fowler. I just want to read some of this to you. For 30 years, I have studied crania and living heads from all parts of the world, and have found in every instance that there is a perfect correspondence between the conformation of a healthy skull, so the bumps and ripples, and an individual's known characteristics. Now they, back in the day, had done thousands of experiments and were unable to disprove this as a science. So beyond any shadow of doubt, this was correct. We now know it's absolute rot. Complete bunk. There is no scientific fact, evidence, or basis for the science of phrenology at all. What was once deemed credible is now not going to happen. And we know this through neuroscience, through neuroplasticity, that the brain can be rewired, that you can learn new skills. And this relates to, of course, a growth mindset, because a growth mindset tells us it's about believing that your skills, abilities, can be improved, that you can develop, you can get better at certain things, you can learn new things. But phrenology tells us that you were born with certain strengths, you were born with a certain level of smarts, and that's where it ends. Phrenology is the equivalent to fixed mindset. Now, how does that help us in nurturing and adopting a growth mindset? Well, I have George in my office. Normally, he sits right there. And he reminds me that just when I think I've got it right, just when I think I have the answers or I know it all, just when I think my skill level is perfect, or when there's a challenge and I'm sitting there going, I don't know how to get around that, George reminds me that no matter how good we think we know ourselves, there is always another level. There is always something more to learn, that we don't always have the right answers, that growth is a part of our lives. And so a growth mindset is the opposite to phrenology or a fixed mindset. So to me, understanding the science of phrenology quite simply reinforces the beauty of adopting and nurturing a growth mindset. Talk soon.